Single dad spent Christmas alone, until his female CEO knocked at his door at midnight. The clock blinked 11:59 p.m. as snow pressed softly against the dark window, and Daniel sat alone at his small dining table staring at a half-decorated Christmas tree that leaned slightly to one side. The house was quiet in a way that felt heavy, almost echoing. His 5-year-old son was asleep in the bedroom down the hall, unaware of how close his father was to breaking. Outside, families laughed, lights glowed warm and golden, and somewhere in the distance church bells began to ring. But inside Daniel's home, Christmas felt like just another reminder of everything he had lost. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the miracle of unexpected blessings, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Ripple of Kindness. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. Daniel had never imagined he would spend Christmas Eve like this. 2 years earlier, his life had been full: a wife who loved baking gingerbread cookies, a son who squealed at the sight of Christmas lights, and a home that felt alive. But after the sudden illness that took his wife away, everything shifted. The house remained the same, but the warmth disappeared. He became both father and mother overnight, learning to braid tiny shoelaces, pack school lunches, and whisper bedtime stories through his own silent grief. Money was tight. He worked long hours as a project manager at a tech firm, doing his best to hide the exhaustion behind polite smiles. His boss, CEO Olivia Carter, was known across the city for her sharp mind and even sharper discipline. She was respected, admired, and a little feared. Daniel had always kept a professional distance. To him, she belonged to a different world: penthouses, gala dinners, headlines. He belonged to overdue bills, grocery lists, and late-night worries. This Christmas had been especially hard. His son had asked if Santa would still find their house even if they didn't have many decorations. Daniel had smiled and said yes, of course. Santa never misses a home where love lives. But deep down, he felt the ache of not being able to give more. He had bought a small toy truck and wrapped it carefully, placing it under the modest tree that barely filled the corner of the room. It wasn't much, but it was everything he could manage. Earlier that evening, after tucking his son into bed, Daniel sat by the window watching the snowfall. The digital clock behind him ticked forward, each minute a reminder of another year passing without her. He wasn't crying, but his eyes were distant, lost in memories of laughter and candlelight from Christmases past. The silence felt louder than any noise. Then, just as the clock shifted to midnight and the church bells finished ringing, there was a knock at the door. Daniel froze. No one visited at that hour. His first thought was that something must be wrong. His second was confusion. Snow crunched faintly outside, and the knock came again, firm but not urgent. He stood slowly, heart pounding, and walked to the door. When he opened it, the cold winter air rushed in, and standing there beneath the porch light was Olivia Carter. She was wrapped in a long dark coat, snowflakes clinging to her hair, her expression softer than he had ever seen it in the office. In her hands were several gift bags and a small box tied with a silver ribbon. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The sight was surreal, the powerful CEO on his modest doorstep at midnight. Daniel stepped aside, still stunned, and she entered quietly, her heels soft against the worn wooden floor. She looked around the small living room, the crooked tree, the single candle on the table, the red mug beside it. Her eyes lingered on the child's drawing taped to the wall, a stick figure family under a bright yellow star. Olivia had learned about Daniel's situation by accident weeks earlier when reviewing employee benefit files. She discovered he had declined the company holiday bonus, requesting it be distributed among junior staff instead. Curious, she had asked discreet questions and learned of his struggles: the hospital bills, the late nights, the way he never once complained. She had watched him in meetings, noticed how he stayed behind to help others finish projects. And for the first time in years, she felt something beyond business metrics. Christmas had always been lonely for her too. Despite wealth and success, she had no family nearby, no partner waiting at home. Her life was structured, efficient, impressive, and empty. That night, while looking out from her penthouse at the glowing city, she couldn't stop thinking about the quiet resilience of a man who gave away his bonus while barely getting by. On impulse, she gathered gifts, a check she had signed personally, and drove through the snow. Standing now in Daniel's living room, she handed him the small silver-ribboned box. Inside was not only a generous Christmas bonus he had refused, but a promotion letter, one that would secure his financial stability for years. She explained that kindness like his was rare, and leadership was not measured by titles but by character. Her voice trembled slightly, revealing a vulnerability the boardroom had never seen. Daniel's hands shook as he read the letter. Relief washed over him first, then disbelief, then gratitude so deep it nearly brought him to his knees. He tried to speak, but emotion caught in his throat. For the first time since his wife's passing, he felt seen, not pitied, not overlooked, but valued. Olivia then placed the gift bags beneath the tree, toys, warm clothes, even a small set of baking tools, for when your son wants to make cookies like his mom, she said softly. The room felt warmer, as if the house itself exhaled. Outside, snow continued to fall.